Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're rejoicing and we're glad in it. You know what? I was thinking about that song I shared with y'all yesterday by Jonathan McReynolds. This is your world. I'm just living in it. I'm just walking through it. Yeah, I'm just walking through it. I have to adjust this morning because, again, we have another cool morning. So I had to put on my turtleneck this morning. But this is his world. I'm going to do it his way and do it the way it should be done so I can make the best of it. But this is a beautiful morning. You know, we were used to those hot temperatures last week. You know, we were close to the 90s. Now we're freezing again, but it's okay. It is okay. It's still a beautiful morning. The sun is shining bright. Oh, I got a great gym nugget, and the title is the same title of today's daily bread lesson. I love our daily bread. I tell you, they come up with the lessons right on time. And my gym nugget, let it go. Let it go. Let me share the verses. Let me share the verses first. This is great. Romans 13:12 through 14. The night is nearly over. The day is almost here. So let us put aside the deeds of darkness and put on the armor of light. Let us behave decently as in the daytime, not in carousing and drunkenness, not in sexual immorality and debauchery, not in dissension and jealousy. Rather, clothe yourself with the Lord Jesus Christ and do not think about how to gratify the desires of the flesh. Oh, wow. Let it go. And it's telling us to let go. See, now, this is the thing. As I was reading this morning, it's we've got to make the choice to let some things go. Whether we're talking about letting go, sinful ways and things, or even sinful or even hurts that we have experienced. You know, I love that song, Let It Go from Frozen. Let it go, let it go. You know, turn around and shut the door on it. You know, you can't we don't forget. We don't forget, for example, the things that have happened in the past. But we have to ask the Lord to let it go. And we have to intentionally let it go. Because if we don't, either if we continue in those sinful ways and sinful acts, that is going to not be for our good. We have to let go of hurts and things. Sometimes we have to forgive people and just let that thing go, because if it continues to, I say, marinate or simmer, it can turn around and even hurt um, more people if we don't let it go. Whether we hurt people physically or if we hurt people with our words. See, people don't want to, keep, when people have not let things go, they continue to repeat it and continue to, go over it over and over. And, really people get tired of hearing all of that. You need to let it go and leave it there. And in turn, it's going to help somebody else. As a counselor, we used to use a technique called the empty chair technique. A lot of times people are holding on to things and traumas and emotions and all that stuff, and the person is dead and gone that did the things to you. And so what we do, we have the client to sit and talk to an empty chair. They are talking to that person that did the wrong. And I really have seen that work. They just pour out their heart. They pour out their anger. They pour out, their sadness and all of these different things. And by the time that they finish, it's over. It's over. And they can continue and be free from all of those things, because when it's very true, hurt people hurt, whether they hurt physically or whether they hurt emotionally towards other people, because we have to be careful, because if we pour out that stuff that we haven't dealt with, it can hurt other people. And also when it comes to those things that are not of God, those sinful acts, we need to let it go. We've got to deliberately let it go. See, the Lord doesn't control us like a puppet. We have to make the choice and do those things that will help us to deal with that. Just like this verse says, so let us put aside. We have to do those things, the deeds of darkness, and put on the armor light, because you got to make a transfer. We've got to put off something and put on. And when you put on the armor and when you put on that light, oh my goodness, it makes such a difference. So you just need to let some things go. I was reading something this morning and I shared it, and it says if we need to represent God's name by being in his character. It reminds me of, there's a church the pastor said one time, and we were visiting, and it's a big church, and he said, now, if you're doing stuff you're not supposed to do out there in the street, don't say you belong to our church, because you're representing us. We are representing Christ through everything that we do, in our conversation, in our walk, in everything. So we have to be careful. Now, on the other side of that, I heard the story about Joel Osteen and his church in Houston. You know Joel Osteen. He is the most, I just love him. He is the most joyful, happy person that you will ever meet. They even accuse him of smiling too much. But the thing is, it has rubbed off on even his congregation. They say in Houston, when you run across people that are so kind and so, smiling and everything, people ask them, say, do you belong to Joel Osteen Church? And people should be able to see your character and say, are you a child of God? You got to be a child of God. The way you carry yourself and the way you are happy, because you got to let some stuff go. Even Jesus had to do it. Even when he was on the cross, he said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He even had to let it go in the flesh. Or if he held on to that stuff, trying to get back at people, he wouldn't have even died on the cross. Think about it. I know the sun is glaring, but I'm walking around here, and when I get to a certain part, the sun just really shines, and I apologize. But I got to get around this track. But that's my thing today. Let it go. Let it go. Join me this evening for a Church School Live. Great one this evening. Jesus makes a promise. And when he makes a promise, he's going to keep his promises. And we're going to find in the lesson, in these few 11 verses, not only did he make one promise, but he made 3 promises. Join me, subscribe to the Gem Nugget channel. I appreciate y'all, but don't forget, let it go. Bye.